Yesterday was day 92, also known as the 3-month anniversary since Andrew Brown Jr. was murdered in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, a part of Pasquotank County, North Carolina. And the protest started with quite a considerable increase in numbers from the last couple of days and weeks even. And you can see we are gathering here at around 5:30. And then we went and we started marching. And let me get that footage here. So, we started marching all the way down to Main Street. One of the things that I want to talk about is how the Elizabeth City Police Department came out before the protest. I think I have some footage of that. Here. You can see Officer Daryl Felton come out, basically tell us that they could not provide any protection for our protest because they had put so many people on vacation following the first 80 or so days of the protesting. And so they put some of their officers on vacation, so many that they could not offer protection. So they said they only could spare 2 officers to protect us for our demonstration. So I want to put that in mind. That's what was being talked about. So we went down to Main Street. We collected there. And we started to march downtown through some neighborhood areas. And then branching back up to Aryan House. So that is, of course, for those of you that don't know, the main street of Elizabeth City where a lot of the commerce is done. That's where all the fast food chain restaurants are. But as you can see, we had a considerable outpouring of people for day 92, the 3-month anniversary of Andrew Brown Jr. being assassinated by the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Department. And again, we marched all the way up to Aryan House. As you can see, a very lengthy, very energetic march, of course. And this is where we get into Aryan House. So again, the police said they could not offer protection. So what we did was we used our own vehicles to act as traffic guards so that we could cross the street. So as you can see, this is us crossing Aryan House. And using the cars on the side as we march down. And then I got this little shot of me. There's me. And so we then move off of Aryan House. And we continue. And I got water, so that's me. And then we continue. And so around this point is when police storm up. Now, this is the thing that's super interesting. So you might remember earlier in the story, I talked about how Lieutenant Daryl Felton came out and said basically they can't offer protection. Other officers had been telling us this for the last couple weeks or so, that they can't offer protection for long marches. So what do? They say, oh, we can only spare 2 squad cars. We can only spare 2 officers. That's what they say. So then, after we say, all right, well, we're just going to use our own vehicles and we're going to march through the streets anyway, all of a sudden, they start cloning officers. They do something. Who knows what they do? But all of a sudden, the cops come, and there's a bunch of them. So we have at least 3 cop cars. I think a 4th arrived later. This is Lieutenant Judge. These are some other officers, and I think another car is coming up later. And so let me play this interaction.
You cannot take the main road unless you're on a city manager authorized permit for the route and for the area.
So you mean to tell me I live here, I pay taxes here, but I can't walk down the street?
No, ma'am, you cannot obstruct traffic. No, ma'am.
I'm not obstructing traffic. There was no traffic.
We're obstructing traffic now.
Yeah, now we are.
Seriously?
So again, I want to remind everyone, this is so funny. They're basically coming out to yell at us for, quote, obstructing traffic. Well, the literal simple fact of them stopping us is obstructing traffic more so than anything we would have done at all the entire day, right? So the idea, right, again, just think about this. Just think about this. The idea that they're going to yell at us for obstructing traffic while they themselves obstructed traffic for longer periods of time than we did is simply hilarious.
Sir, again, if you're walking in...
You're no help. You're not helping. You're not helping.
Sir, I've already explained
You're
what's
not
going on.
helping.
If you stay on the roadway, you are subject to criminal trespass charges and for obstructing
just-
traffic.
What?
No, for obstructing traffic.
On the 3-month anniversary.
Hold up, hold up.
Ma'am.
All the vehicles that were behind us were ours.
And we got the right to travel. You got the right to travel. Y'all are using the wrong words.
this
You
guy
got the
looking at
right to
his
travel
watch.
In
though.
both directions.
You got the right to travel on the
They
road.
came on there. I understand what you're stating, but if you are in any way, shape, or
Also,
form...
again, just look at the more pigs just come like out of the woodworks. Like, who knows? So this car right here just pulled up with this officer in it. Again, they said they could only spare 2 officers for protection. So far, we have 4 of them. 4 cars, 4 officers. Why didn't they just issue the permit? And you know why? Because they wanted. This is called entrapment, folks. That's what this is. This is a classic case of setting people up to fail and then pretending like you didn't do anything. Hardcore gaslighting, but just either way.
To travel
in
though.
both directions.
You got the right to travel on the
They
road.
came on there. I understand what you're stating, but if
As you
are
can see,
in
there's
any
another
way, shape,
cop
or form
coming
on the
in.
roadway that would impede traffic on a non-authorized, non-permitted
So if my
road.
car-
In the green vest back there, you can see more officers, like cockroaches, motherfucker. They just come out.
So if my
Everybody's
car
been
broke
made fully
down
aware.
and I got out and walked, I'm impeding
Everybody's
traffic.
been made fully
If my vehicle broke down, I'm asking a question.
So notice that they just walk away as the protester is
So
asking
if my
a question.
fucking car broke down and I get out and I walk, and
So that's basically what happened. So then we continue on to Andrew Brown's house, where we perform a little bit of a demonstration. We speak to one another, etc. I think I got some footage of us arriving or leaving, I think. No, this is just more police interaction. Right, okay. That's the clip I posted on Twitter. Okay, so here we are. We arrive at Andrew Brown's house. We coordinate here and we strategize for what we're going to do for getting on the way back. And so that happens. That is a thing that exists. And then we decide to march on the sidewalks back. But we still have to cross the roads, and as a result, we kind of just went and did, a bunch of stuff. So let me get that clip ready here. So this is us marching back. Again, starting off on the sidewalk, but that quickly stopped happening as people realized that it was kind of, a stupid thing to do. So we marched all the way down here on the sidewalk to Airing House once again. And again, you gotta cross Airing House. Also, I got this really good photo of the moon. Check that shit out. That's pretty cool. Look at that. So anyway, so we continue marching toward and then on to Airing House. As you can see, using once again friendly vehicles to block the street so that cars do not hit anyone. And we continue, some people taking up the street, some people taking up the sidewalk. But either way, I got this nice little establishing shot. Either way, people were very, very upset at the police interference in our protest. Again, I would like to remind everyone, police are not your friends. There's no such thing as a good cop. There will never be a good cop. The only good cop is an ex-cop. So, with that being said, we finished our march. We marched through the streets. We marched on the sidewalks. We just kind of, I don't know. People were just kind of doing what they were doing. And it was pretty interesting. And it was great to see the energy out there, once again, that has been sorely missed over the last couple of weeks. And so, it's been great. And so, again, yesterday was the 3-month anniversary of Andrew Brown Jr. being assassinated by the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Department. And so, that is potentially the explanation for the larger numbers, though I hope we can continue to build some positive strength and organizing and building into day 100, which will be 1 week from today, which today is Thursday, July 22nd. So in 1 week from today, we will be at day 100 of the protest. And so we are gearing up again for a little bit more of another bigger mass mobilization effort similar to this. And so that's going to be the goal. And so, again, I'm extremely proud of Elizabeth City for what it has done in continuing to put a force out every single day. And all in all, I think the final message should be that Elizabeth City may be a small town, but there's enough people here that are pissed off that they're not going to stop until ... At this point, the list of grievances continues onward, right? Not only have they yet to release the tape, not only have they yet to do anything of any sort to any of the officers involved in the shooting, right? But they've not even promised to not, like, have this happen again, right? The sheriff's department has been purposefully antagonizing protesters, going out of their way to make people's lives a living hell for no reason other than retaliatory nonsense, childish behavior. And so the list of grievances goes strong and it goes along. And so, you know, it's going to be interesting. I don't know if I could predict when or how this movement will end, but I can predict one thing is that it will not end anytime soon. And so, with that being said, that was day 92, the 3-month anniversary. And there you go.